Good morning. Hello. Good evening.
Very good evening to all my dear participants. I welcome you all in this webinar. Today, our country is celebrating Engineers Day toward tribute to great civil engineer Sir M.V. of course Bharat Ratna Mokshagundam Vishwesvaraya sir. Considering this a great opportunity, we the Nagarjuna Institute of Engineering Technology and Management organize a today's webinar on the topic duties responsibility of an engineer for nation and academics in new education policy. To enlighten our participants on this said topic, our distinguished speaker, Dr. Sanjay Uttarwar sir, will shed a significant light on the said topic. Now I would like to invite our respected principal sir, Dr. S.M. Kelo sir, to introduce today's distinguished speaker.
Hello.
Good evening to all participants. Now,
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही।
आ रही आवाज आ रही।
आ रही ना?
now I welcome our today's distinguished speaker and my dear friend, Dr. Sanjay Uttarwar sir, who is currently, I got this opportunity to introduce our today's speaker, Dr. Sanjay Uttarwar sir. Dr. Sanjay Uttarwar is currently working as a principal at VIT Nagpur. Sir has did BE and MTech from Repute Institute, Vishwesvaraya Regional College of Engineering. Sir is having
आवाज बंद हो गया सर का। रंग डाले सर का आवाज नहीं आ रहा। आवाज नहीं आ रहा सर का।
हेलो, आवाज आ रही है क्या सर?
अभी आ रहा है, अभी आ रहा है। हाँ,
अभी आवाज आ रही है ना?
हाँ, हाँ।
हाँ। Sir has did experience in research and development work. He has 5 national level awards to his credit. Sir has got 1 patent on animal food pesticide machine. He has published 59 publications to repute international national journals and conferences. In different areas, significant areas. I got immense pleasure and I am happy to announce that sir has got excellent principal award for the year 2019-18 at the hands of Honorable Central Minister, Government of India. during his academic tenure, sir has achieved 15 activities in the different area. Once again, I would like to thank Dr. Sanjay Uttarwar sir, who will shed significant light in this webinar, and I am requesting sir to start his speech.
Principal Motala.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, good evening to one and all on the line.
Madam.
Online people, please switch off your mic. It is creating disturbance to me. Students online, please switch off your mic. Okay. So, once again, good evening to one and all who are online. So, today I am here, invited a speaker to enlighten about NEP, National Education Policy 2020. Today is Engineers Day, and we are celebrating Engineers Day on the memory of Sir Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya, who was a great engineer of our country. Before starting the main part of the webinar, I will share something about Sir Vishweshwaraya, because in his memory we are celebrating this Engineers Day. Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya has born on 15 September 1860 at Madanahalli town in Mysore state. In 1883, he became an engineer at Pune and joined services as an assistant engineer. In a nutshell, I would like to highlight his work, how tremendous work he has done during his career. He works as a water management, he works as a irrigation management, he done for the industrial and education management. He has built up a Satluj dam on Sindhu Nadi. He has built up a Khadakwasla dam at Pune. He has built up a Bhakra Nangal dam in Punjab. He has built up an innovative gate system for the Khadakwasla dam at Pune. He has designed and planned a drainage system for various cities. He has built up a Krishna Raj Sagar dam of Mysore and Vrindavan garden. He has built up road network for the India. He has built up rail network for the India. So you may see quantum of areas and quantum of work he has done for our country. The basic motto of NEP, National Education Policy 2020, is to make n number of Vishweswarayas in this country, because it is the need of our 125 crore population of our country. We are in need of such a diverse and such a dynamic personalities. And because of the credibility of Vishweswaraya in management expertise, his dedication to work, his honesty, the King of Mysore has appointed him as a Diwan for Mysore in 1912. He has received 7 DLit degrees from various universities. British government has given CIA award to him in 1955, and Government of India has given his Bharat Ratna in 1955. In his whole lifespan, he gave utmost importance to overall development of nation. Railway is one of the example network which is done by the Sir Vishweswaraya. So our topic is that role of an engineer towards nation, towards academy in new education policy. This is our topic. So we'll discuss about the role of a engineer towards nation. So now we have seen that how in various different areas Sir Vishweswaraya has worked to build up our India or build up our country. So that sort of role is expected from upcoming engineers in the India by our rurals or by our government, so that India has to become a superpower, and these engineers are going to be the pillars of this superpower. So if engineers get developed in that fashion, in which fashion Sir Mokshagundam Vishweswaraya has worked for the country, we expect that such people, such engineers should be there who will build up nation in that way. Now we'll see so here I would like to recite one poem on engineer, because in 1995 when I was working with BDC Sevagram, I have written one poem on Engineers Day, in where function of college, every college is celebrating Engineers Day, and I have written that poem in 1995. So I would like to recite that poem for the audience here. Okay, then we will go to again topic. The title of the poem is Hey Engineer. Hey Engineer. Hey Engineer, तू इस देश का रचयिता है, भाग्य विधाता है. हे इंजीनियर, तू इस देश का रचयिता है, भाग्य विधाता है. देश के खुशहाली के लिए तूने बांध और नहर बनवाए हैं. देश के खुशहाली के लिए तूने बांध और नहर बनवाए हैं. देश की तरक्की के लिए तूने रास्ते भी बनवाए हैं. हे इंजीनियर, तू इस देश का रचयिता और भाग्य विधाता है. बिजली उत्पादन करके तूने हर जगह उजाला भर दिया है. बिजली उत्पादन करके हर जगह तूने उजाला भर दिया है. देश की तरक्की की नींव तूने रखी है. हे इंजीनियर, तू इस देश का रचयिता है, भाग्य विधाता है. औद्योगिक क्रांति लाकर तूने रोजगार उपलब्ध कराए हैं. औद्योगिक क्रांति लाकर तूने रोजगार उपलब्ध कराए हैं. आम आदमी के जिंदगी में उम्मीद के किरण जगाया है. हे इंजीनियर, तू इस देश का रचयिता है, भाग्य विधाता है. अंतरिक्ष विज्ञान में तूने परचम लहराया है. अंतरिक्ष विज्ञान में तूने परचम लहराया है. तिरंगे की शान तूने पूरे विश्व में बढ़ाया है. तिरंगे की शान तूने विश्व में बढ़ाया है. हे इंजीनियर, तू इस देश का रचयिता है, भाग्य विधाता है. संगणक युग लाकर तूने तरक्की का पैमाना बदल दिया है. संगणक युग लाकर तूने तरक्की का पैमाना बदल दिया है. देश को आत्मनिर्भर होने में अग्रसर किया है. हे इंजीनियर, तू इस देश का रचयिता है, भाग्य विधाता है. आयुर्विज्ञान क्षेत्र में भी तूने अपना योगदान दिया है. आयुर्विज्ञान क्षेत्र में भी तूने अपना योगदान दिया है. अनेकों मशीनों की खोज करके डॉक्टरों का काम आसान किया है. हे इंजीनियर, तू इस देश का भाग्य विधाता है, रचयिता है. देश की सुरक्षा में भी तेरा योगदान अमूल्य है. देश की सुरक्षा में भी तेरा योगदान अमूल्य है. रणगाड़ा, हवाई जहाज और कई युद्ध सामग्री तूने बनाई है. हे इंजीनियर, तू इस देश का रचयिता है, भाग्य विधाता है. Thank you for patient listening. So this was the poem dedicated to an engineer who is bound to develop our country, who is working for our country. Now we'll define the role of an engineer as a teacher. I am also a teacher. I am basically first as an engineer, then I am a teacher. Engineer's role is different and teacher's role is different. Hello? So now we will discuss the role of an engineer as a teacher. Every engineer cannot be a teacher, but a teacher can be a perfect engineer. A teacher can be a perfect guru to develop, to nurture a perfect engineer for the country. Why engineers are having upper hand in the society is that because engineers are having the ability of logical thinking. I think majority of the engineers are here on the line. We are learning engineering drawing, engineering mechanics subject in first year? For what sake computer people are learning that paper? For what sake IT people are learning that subjects? Because engineering drawing and engineering mechanics are the subjects which develops our logical ability. What is meant by logical ability? Logical ability means ability to think, ability to realize, ability to visualize the situation, ability to visualize the situation. So these two sub, that's why engineers are always having upper hand. That's why we are calling engineers as a Rachayita and Bhagya Vidhata of country. But how many engineers are aware with this thing that he can build up, he can contribute to the build-up of the nation? How many are aware about it? No, majority of people are not aware about it, and that's why government has compelled, government think to change this education policy. India is going to become a world power. Our ex-president has given our that mission 2020. And in 2020 and coming up to 2030, India is having the largest youth power with us in the world. And youth is the strength. So it's our lookout, it's our work to channelize their energy for the betterment of country and betterment of themselves also. So engineers has the ability to think in entrepreneurial way. What is entrepreneurship development? It is the one subject we are teaching. It is the one subject we are teaching to the students at the age of 18 or 20 years. Entrepreneurship development is subject we are teaching to our students at the age of 20. But in new policy, we are feeding to the students that in their childhood age. So from that stage, they will get inclined what is their liking and what is they are going to do. And as per their liking, they will plan their future and they will work for the betterment of country. Now see, world is undergoing rapid changes in the knowledge landscape. Now we require workforce involving mathematics, computer science, data science, multidisciplinary abilities across the science, social science and humanities, biology, chemistry, agriculture, climate science and social science. These are the growing demand for humanities and arts as India. Yes. Yeah. Speaker band kara please. So growing demand for humanities and arts as India moves towards becoming a developed country. With quick changing ecosystem, education must move towards less content and more towards learning about how to think critically and solving the problem. So our main aim is NEP is that students should learn to think critically and he should become a problem solver. Okay? How to be creative and multidisciplinary and how to innovate, adapt and absorb new changing field. So during his childhood age, the ability to adapt the changes is inculcated in that students and the multidisciplinary science and his innovation is inculcated that students and he will become a scientist or he will run his own ideas in coming days. Pedagogy must evolve, make education more experimental. Now see, the stress is not on the theoretical part, the stress is on experimental part. Holistic, integrated, inquiry-driven, discovery-oriented, learner-centered, discussion-based, flexible, and enjoyable. These are the various aspects of the education system which are given in NEP. The curriculum must include basic arts, crafts, humanities, games, sports, fitness, languages, literature, cultural and values, in addition to science and maths to develop all aspects and capabilities of learners and make education more well-rounded and useful. Education must build character, enable learners to be ethical, rational, complementary, and caring. These are the expectations from NEP which we are doing for it. This is the first policy of 21st century. NEP 2020 is the first policy of 21st century, and it aims to address many growing developmental imperative of our country. Said policy lays a particular emphasis. This policy has laid a particular emphasis on the development of creative potential of each individual. It is based on principle that education must develop not only cognitive capacities such as critical thinking and problem solving, but also social, ethical, and emotional capacities and dispositions. Knowledge, wisdom, truth are the pillars of Indian philosophy. World-class institutions such as Takshashila, Nalanda, Vikramashila, Vallabhi was there in India in ancient part. In ancient India, world-class universities was there. Then what happened rather than afterwards? Afterwards, the students come, the rurals from other abroad camps and has spoiled everything, the educational setup, educational work, educational plinth of the Indian education system. So, in this Takshashila Nalanda, this university set a highest standard of multidisciplinary teaching and research in ancient India. You see, I am talking about the 12th and 13th century. Whatever we are expecting from NEP 2020 was already in India in 12th and 13th centuries, when these Takshashila, Nalanda, Vikramshila, Vallabhi universities were in existence. The Indian education system produces great scholars at that time, such as Charaka, Sushruta, Aryabhatta, Varahamihir, Bhaskaracharya, Brahmagupta, Chanakya, Chakrapani, Madhava Panini, Patanjali, Nagarjuna, Gautama, Pingala, Shankardev, Maitreyi, Gargi, Tiruvallur, and many more. Now you see, if such set of scholars are there and such scholars are produced by Indian education system in ancient India, and again we are going to think for in that phase that we should go for multidisciplinary education system. The teacher must be a creator of fundamental reforms. Now see, the word is very important. Okay, the teacher must be the center for fundamental reforms in education system. The teacher has to be a fundamental reforms in education system, and this policy is upgraded after 36 years. Now see, in India, last policy was made in 1986. It was modified in 1992 as a major development of child education. It was amended in 2009. And now in 2020, we are working for the new education policy. So NEP, National Education Policy, is divided into 4 parts. National Education Policy is divided into 4 parts. Part 1 contains a school education. Part 1 contains school education. Okay. The early childhood care and education, the foundation of learning, fundamental literacy and numeracy, and urgent and necessary prerequisite learning, curtailing dropout rate and ensuring universal access to education at all levels, curriculum and pedagogy in the schools, learning schools should be holistic. Now see, learning should be holistic, integrated, enjoyable and engaging. Teachers should be get respected in the system. Equitable and inclusive education, learning for all. Efficient resourcing and effective governance through school complexes and clusters. Standard setting and accreditation for the school education. Now see, these are the major contents of part 1 of NEP 1, NEP 2020. Part 2 is given that, part 2 is saying us about the quality universities and colleges. Quality universities and colleges. Now we are seeing that NBA, NAC accreditation, NBA accreditation. This is a part of this policy also, and same thing we are doing for the colleges. A new and forward-looking vision for India's higher education system, institutional restructuring and consolidation towards the move to holistic and multidisciplinary education. Multidisciplinary education. Teachers' education is also important. Teachers' education is also important in this part 2 of the NEP. Reimagining vocational education. Reimagining vocational education. Catalyzing quality academics. Research in all fields through a new national research fundamentals. Transforming the regulatory system to higher education. Now see, these are the contents. These are the contents of second part of the NEP 2020. Effective governance and leadership for the Higher Education Institute is also the one important part of it. Part 3 gives professional education. Professional education is covered under part 3. Adult education and lifelong learning. Promotion of Indian language, art and culture. Technology use and integration. Online and digital education. Ensuring equitable use of technology. This is the part 3 of the National Education Policy. And part 4 contains strengthening the Central Advisory Board of Education. Strengthening the Central Advisory Board of Education. Financing affordable and quality education for all and its effective implementation. In a nutshell, NEP 2020 is subdivided into 4 parts, and accordingly the developmental stage-wise development we have to carry out for the betterment of our country and betterment of our education system, so that scientists may come up in our education system. So all, here we have come to end of the first part of my lecture. After some time, I will go out of the system for for a moment, and then again I will come here.